Hello everyone, I'm Tuco and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Welcome back to another episode of the LTR Structures Reforged series. Now today, we will be taking a look at the Ranger Watchtower, the original one and then my version of it. So without further ado, here is my tower. Now actually before we do that, I saw the sun was setting, so there we go. Now we have better light. So, two towers in comparison to each other first off. So, they're the same height with the tippy top of this flagpole and the tippy top of that flagpole as well. They are the same height. It does not have as many layers. This one has 3 layers to the watchtower. Mine only has 2. And the first one's a pretty small one. So I suppose we'll just get straight into this version of the watchtower. So for the bottom, because it had such a skinny base to it, and I kind of like that design, but it didn't really make too much sense. So what I did is I added cobblestone on the bottom to give it a bit more support to actually make it look like it's supposed to be standing. It's got something firm underneath it. But if we climb this ladder here, we go through this trap door, we will find ourselves on the first level of this structure. So on this first level, we have ourselves a Ranger crafting table. Of course, there's not a whole lot here. It's pretty small. It's just that, it is a watchtower, so it's a nice little area. I mean, you can fire units and whatnot. I guess kind of hide behind the fence post. Not a whole lot of cover down here. But if we climb our way up to the second level up here, the main level, we have a nice bed here because this one didn't come with one, so I decided, well, kind of need a bed now, don't we? Also, we have some nice chests here, as well as 4 wonderful pillars supporting the roof here, and again with some nice supports coming here, some nice wooden arches, along with the use of the wood beams, which I absolutely love. This block's amazing, as some extra support. Now with the roof here, so the roof, I went with a more circular design. This one was a bit more squarish, as you can see. So I went with a bit more of a circular design, outlining it with cobblestone. I really do like that. It looks kind of nice there. And then I also went with oak as the roof, because if I went with spruce, it'd look a little too, how would I say it? It'd be too, it would blend in too much. So I went with the oak wood. That way it stood out a little bit more. And I really like how it actually stood out quite a bit. Also, I raised the roof up, so it's more of a pointed roof, kind of like the elves. But I made it so that it kind of had this gradual slope to it. Like it started out pretty small and then eventually it gets pretty steep. Now, I changed the flag up here because I didn't quite like this flag. It was a little too plain and bland for me. So I went ahead and made a different flag. I also have the fence post here looking as if it's actually going through this this wool, I suppose, to make it look like the flag's actually holding on quite firmly. Also, the design from this angle is not the finest. It's not my best flag I've done, especially from this angle. But from the front of the watchtower, it honestly it looks pretty good. It looks pretty decent. Now, again, I did forget to put the banners on. I completely forgot about that. But before I end this episode, I did want to show you guys. So with this design, I wanted a skinny base, simply because, kind of like encounter, I guess, as like a pendulum, it swings all the way to one side. I swung all the way to the other side, because this one had a super wide base, as you can see. And while it looks all right, and you can probably make it work to look really nice with a wider base, I didn't quite like it, so I went with a bit more of a skinnier one, as you can see. Actually, a very skinny base to the watchtower. And also I went with a lot of the fence posts because I really like the Harrendor watchtower, and I mean that thing looks absolutely amazing. So I used a lot of fence posts to kind of replicate that. Also from like pictures I found online, there were a lot of like, I guess more of like posts instead of like giant beams of logs and whatnot. So I went with the fence posts, and honestly I like how it came out. It came out very nicely, and it does have a nice shape to it, the nice curves of it. And anyway, guys, I do believe that's going to end it for this episode. A bit of a smaller build, but nonetheless, I think it will look nice on the in the landscape of the Lord of the Rings, or Middle Earth. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this episode, and I hope you guys did enjoy this episode. And if you did, please be sure to hit that like button. And as always, God bless. I'll see you guys next time.